kay nihangyo ko niya nga nagpatuga-tuga man gyud ang SibyaTV og live streaming. Magpatudlo mi sa mga batanon kay sila man gyud unang nakadiskubre ini. In fact, kaingon natong ang live streaming ko tubra sa Facebook ug sa YouTube. Apan ang live streaming de kinadak-an niyang platform mao ang Twitch nga bag-o lang natong nadiskubrihan. Unya ang Twitch dili ni pitsugin nga kompanya, ang tag-iya ini ang Amazon, ang usa sa labing dakong ginansya nga kompanya karon nga niapas na gani sa Google isip labing dakong kompanya sa tibok kalibutan in terms of valuation, in terms of capitalization and income. In fact, ang kinadatuan karon nga tao sa tibok kalibutan dili na si Bill Gates ang tag-iya sa Microsoft, kundi mao na si Jeff Bezos ang tag-iya sa Amazon. O kana tungod sa kadako sa ilang ginansya, primarily tungod sa ilang pagpamaligya og libro, pagpamaligya sa tanang mga butang nga atong ma-order online. Pantag sara nato na hibaw nga sila na tag-iya ini bag-ong platform kining Twitch na actually dili na bag-o, mao ni ang Justin TV sa una niya nahimo ng gaming platform. Na ako nangahas lang ko og sultian na pasiuna mga detalye, pero ang labing suhito ini mao ang mga batanon. How old are you, Joaquin Vergara?
Yes, hello. I am 12 years old.
12 years old si Joaquin Vergara. So, 12 anyos mo imugiya nato ini bag-ong kalibutan sa live streaming. Joaquin, unsay imong ikasulti namo nga dugang detalye about live streaming?
So that's what I think about it, right? I don't speak good Filipino, so forgive me. Well, what I think, I'm pretty sure that's what I mean. So what I think about it is live streaming is a pretty big thing nowadays. If you're in like many of the communities that you know today, like the gaming, for example, the gaming community, it's really big there. And then there's also even the beauty communities getting in on it. Just the chat shows also are live streaming talks with other people like this. So it's also being a source of income, and it's kind of surprising like that because you won't expect just people who are just talking in front of a screen, like to no one, but people hearing them will actually get income from what they're saying or how many people are watching them. So it's just really surprising that this has picked up traction or like this has become a big thing recently. So yeah, I'm pretty surprised about this.
But I think, Joaquin, you will agree with me na more important than the monetization of live streaming, this is an additional platform for exchange of ideas, for the introduction of new ideas, of new things, of new ways to do things. And this has become an outlet for all ages, for us, the not so young, and for you, the young ones, to express yourselves and to be heard.
Yes, that is true. There right now, it's kind of like a revolution of ideas because more people are coming onto live streaming and like talking stuff out. In, for example, Twitch, there's a category for just talking or chatting, sharing ideas and such. And a lot of new things has been birthed from these new ideas, new formats. I remember I was watching one of these code just talking streams about like giving ideas on how to fix this on Twitch, and there were some really interesting ideas there about how to fix a certain problem that the guy who was doing the series, the one who was live streaming, didn't actually think about. So it's cool to see all of these people sharing ideas on this one platform or on many different platforms using live streaming.
So Joaquin, can you tell us how did you discover live streaming?
Oh, how I discovered live streaming? So there are these YouTube channels that I watch who post live stream highlights onto their YouTube channel. So, you know, I just come across them and I realize, oh, this guy's pretty funny, or oh, this guy's got good content. So I think, okay, if I want to watch these like in the full, I have to watch their live streams. So they usually link their live stream links in the description of the video. So you can see, oh, okay, well, this is where he is, so I want to watch him. So you click on the link and you're immediately brought, if he is streaming or if he or she is streaming, to their live stream, and you can watch what they're doing. So that's how I discovered it. Yeah, through YouTube stream highlights. Yeah.
And so, what live streaming content could interest a 12-year-old boy like you?
I am into video games, so these specific games that I like would want me to watch these specific kinds of live streams. So one of the things that I love to see on YouTube are speed runs of certain games, and you can find a lot of those on Twitch because they're always there's always at least one person who's trying to speed run a game. So it's always always wants me to like stay for more. It's dragging me in. I guess you could say that.
So, for us, Joaquin, who are new in these live streaming platforms, what should or what could we expect from our public? Like we used to be connected with TV and radio station, the mainstream media, and now because of the closure of ABS-CBN, we're forced to try these digital platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, LinkedIn, and the others. Should we broadcast as mainstream broadcasters that we're in ways we're used to, or should we adapt to this new technology? Like how do we project ourselves? Should our content be different? Should our content be updated? Should our content adapt to the expectation of our new audience?
Well, it really depends on who you're trying to show your content to. So let's say, okay, well, now most of the people, let's say on Twitch, are mostly like teens or like younger teens, tweens, or like young adults. So if you're trying to target a specific demographic and your content, or like for example broadcasting, isn't really that kind of content, you should adapt. But if you're trying to aim for like an upper demographic, then you don't really have to change it, because like the only people who would like, well, most of the people who would watch live streams are probably going to be people who have like watched you before, which are probably going to be the older people if you're talking about the news broadcasters. But if you want to draw in like new attention or new people to go watch your live streams, then it's best if you adapt and like change your content a bit, but not too much as to not lose to lose to lose the people who were there at the beginning, because those people could also be a big support to your content.
Di tili mo katuo ha nga magpatudlo tag 12 anyos unsaon nato pag pahiluna atong kaugalingon ini bag-o nato nga mga plataporma. But Joaquin, are you interested in things outside games, outside Twitch? Like, are you interested at all about traffic, about prices of basic commodities, about the peace and order situation, about COVID, about elections, about environmental concerns and others?
So aside from like this stuff that I'm interested in, I mean, I don't really like going political, because it's really, to be honest, that situation is very weird. But like other things that interest me, yeah, COVID, researching about that is very interesting, seeing what they're coming up with. And even some of these things, going back to the live streams, some of these new ideas, like I said earlier, are coming like to fruition through live streams. So it's live streaming. It's not just a place to like have fun. It's also a place where to get ideas, make ideas, and like feel research about stuff. So basically, like I like researching about COVID, and some of the best ways to do it are through live streaming for me, anyway. Yeah.
And for a 12-year-old, what do you expect from a live stream discussing issues? Should it be a one-way medium, like you're just a passive listener, or you want to be an active participant? You want to be given a chance to also voice your opinion or react to what is being discussed?
I would, to be honest, I'd like to be an active person. So if I'd see someone live stream talking about the new COVID, and I would just like join their stream and then ask them a few questions about it. See what they reply to it. It's also really interesting because with this, you also get to see other outlooks that you wouldn't think of seeing before. So, for example, I joined a live stream once and then the guy who's live streaming it said, okay, well, maybe we're making COVID out to be one of like the biggest things, even though it's not so big. We can use this to benefit us. So stuff like that. You could really see how other people think in this situation. So it's very interesting. Yes.
And how do you interact with live stream hosts through chat, or do they allow you to call in and be heard, or do they allow you to participate in their Zoom or in whatever medium they are using?
Um, they actually get some like I think most of them actually would look through chat every once in a while to see audience questions and answer them. So let's say that, okay, so there are these two people who are talking about COVID, all right, and then they're talking about stuff, giving ideas, letting the audience see what they're talking about to understand, and then they'd stop for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes to read through all the comments that they hadn't looked at and see what are the best things to answer, what can we answer, so that these people get a better idea of what we think is correct. Yeah.
Uh, Joaquin, at first we thought Facebook and YouTube are the biggest things in live streaming until we found out about Twitch. Could you tell us more about Twitch?
Well, Twitch is a place where you live stream your gaming. It's directed towards gaming. So there you could find popular games like the new game Among Us. You have Fortnite. You have all these old games, new games, stuff like that. So it's a place based off of video games. But then Twitch also has a specific place. They also allow talking within the category just chatting. They also allow visual arts, so painting. They also allow music production. So you can join one of these live streams. So and then just if it's just chatting, you can talk to the people who are live streaming it. Or if you join a live stream about like gaming, then you could like tell the ones who are playing like what your input is, what you think they should do next. And then there are also these streamers who also do challenges where the audience can do a specific thing if they meet a certain quota. So it's a really interesting place. A lot of there are a lot of video games that are played there, many different personalities, and overall it's just a very interesting site because of how vast the community there is. Yes.
How do you react to criticism, Joaquin, that Twitch is a waste of time?
How do I react to people saying Twitch isn't a waste of time? Well, it's their opinion. I mean, of course, as someone who loves watching people just like have a good time on with other people, in the audience. Sometimes it's their opinion. They can have their opinion, and I will just move on. But like sometimes you just want to try to bring them over to your side. So I try convincing just a little. But if they just don't want to, then they don't want to. You can't really do anything about it. So I just pass on. It's all right. I just leave her alone.
But
You don't want to get too mad, or then like um then they'll just not want to do it anymore. Just like yeah.
you talked about monetization, Joaquin. How do live stream producers in Twitch and other platforms monetize their medium?
Well, Twitch, the place where I stay the most, to be honest. I don't really use any other streaming services. I'm pretty sure though that every like live stream company or like every live stream, like whoever's live streaming in the first place, would monetize their work or like their live stream using donations. So you'd go, they'd link you to the specific website where you can donate, and then that message would pop up on screen with a little message. So it's also a neat way, to donate to your favorite people on stream. Yes.
And why should watchers, why should the subscribers or the audience be motivated or be encouraged to donate? Why should they spend money to watch their favorite live streaming programs?
Because live streaming, some people may just think, okay, it's just grooming and then like sitting in front of a couch playing video games for like 12 hours. Well, it's actually much harder than that, because some people, they need to pay rent, and like they're doing this so they can get that money to pay rent. So if they don't have any donations, then you might not even see from them again in the next 2 to 3 months, because they're probably thrown out of their houses already. So if you want to support them, it's best if you donate. Yeah, so you can support them directly, and help them achieve what they wanted to do probably for a while now.
So, Joaquin, what are the most popular games in Twitch?
Right now, you have games like Fall Guys, Among Us. Yeah, so Fall Guys and Among Us have taken the Twitch world by storm, because many famous people are now jumping onto it. Other people are also like jumping onto it, and then it's just now like all of the attention on Twitch is just there on those two games. There also might be more, but like for me, those are the two biggest games right now on Twitch, because of the fact that like you could go with your friends, play a few rounds. There are just a lot of people who enjoy the concept of the game.
Could you tell us how popular are they? Like how many viewers are there?
Right now, because I was watching some Fall Guys content before this, videos on YouTube may skyrocket up to like, I've seen a video of Fall Guys for 5 million views, around, I think like 4 to 5 million views. On Twitch, right now there are 233,000 watchers on Fall Guys, but I'm not so sure about Among Us. I'm pretty sure that's around also the same 200,000. But yeah, it's very big. It rivals the amount of like traction that Fortnite got back in the day. Like back in 2018, it got like 500,000 concurrent viewers. But it's still pretty high up there. Not many games have done this before. Only beaten by League of Legends and like Fortnite in back in the day. But right now,
And
like
most of
League
the
of
viewers watch live or on demand.
Well, they watch live, yes. Concurrent viewers, that's when they watch live. So the 200,000 viewers are watching different live streams from different people at the same time. But like, with the, like I said, stream highlights, that's another way to get more views and more people like to be brought into the game. So basically, yeah, it's a lot of people, watching.
Para sa atong mga late tuners o mga late viewers sa atong SibyaTV, ang atong gikahinabi 12 anyos ni ha tiyali og mamislead mo nga mature na atong gikahinabi 12 anyos ni si Joaquin Vergara na akong kauban diri sa isla sa Sumilon sa habagatang lungsod sa Uslob sa atong probinsya sa Cebu. Akong gihangyo ni si Joaquin nga maoy mo introduce nato, mo giya nato unsa maning kalibutan sa live streaming nga napugos lang mi pagsud kay wa na mi radio ug TV stations, gisiraduan Manila ang ABS-CBN, so nag-Sibya TV mi ug naka-explore mi ug nakalilain nga mga digital platforms nga maka live stream di mi, including Twitch and other platforms nga wa gyud namo gani mailhi sa diha pa mi sa mga mainstream nga radio ug TV stations nagtrabaho. But Joaquin, I hope you understand the concern of the older generation. Uh, you are the future of this country, and you spend most of your time online. Uh, is there a legitimate source of concern that your generation is distracted by games, by Twitch and other uh, platforms, and that you would not be prepared to take care of this country when the older generation is gone?
To be honest, yeah, there is a legitimate sort of concern because now more and more people, because we're now stuck at our homes due to COVID. More and more people are being attracted and like some might even say distracted to live streaming and video gaming. So now because COVID happened, it's now a legitimate source of concern because now more people are paying attention to it. But there of course, since this is a legitimate source of concern, there are also other ways to like combat this. Like probably lessening how many people have access to this specific thing, or like limiting how much hours per day these people can watch or play. Well, those are just my ideas. I don't know if they will actually be taken into effect.
But maybe Joaquin, a 12-year-old could educate us how should the mainstream media, the newspapers, the radio stations, the TV stations, the news organizations present the news in such a way to engage your generation so that you will consume their product, their news products, and be informed about what is really happening in the real world.
Um, I wouldn't say that there's a specific way to draw people in, because many people, every person has different interests or likes, dislikes, stuff like that. So like the best way to do this, I think, I know I'm just probably giving a general answer, but try to like appeal to all different kinds of people by like making your stuff informative first of all, because that's what you have to do if telling news. And also try to find a way to make it fun and like appealing to the younger generations, now that we're stuck at home and we're forced to live stream or stuff like that. So like I don't know how personally, but like I just suggest to find a way, a right balance between informative and like fun, so that like I said, the first one is that more people will be attracted, and these same people will also go out having learned something.
Hmm. Joaquin, rest assured your suggestions are noted and very much appreciated. But how do these games prepare you to deal with real life? Like, how significant are these games in your everyday challenges in homeschooling? You're now schooling from home. You're studying from home. Uh, you will hear from your parents, from the older generation, about their concerns about public health, about the state of the economy. How do these games prepare you to deal with these real life concerns?
Some of these games, like just a general thing, some games foster your like hand-eye coordination. So, when you're, for example, rhythm games, those can help. Like, okay, let's put this into an example. So let's say I were to play games, let's say on a summer day, when we can't go out. So what I would do, like I would play these games, education, number one, educational. I know that may not be fun, but there are these really good games that are educational, number one, and actually pretty fun. I could give a suggestion. I could give some suggestions, but that'd take way too long, to be honest. But there are some games, that foster some specific abilities, like problem solving in the specific genre of RPG, tactical combat, stuff like that. Like, okay, I'll give an example. Fire Emblem, the Fire Emblem series. tactical warfare. It's just basically it's like chess. So you direct your your units to fight other units in a sort of strategical RPG fashion. So it's stuff like that where you could increase your tactical thinking skills, and maybe even think 2 turns ahead in the future when in real life. Yeah.
Yes, di pa mo matintal sa pagtuo nga si Joaquin Vergara kutob ra si games. This 12-year-old boy is a very well-informed Filipino citizen. Like Joaquin, what's the latest that you could share with us about COVID-19?
COVID-19. I haven't been on it in a while, but like as far as I can remember, well, the newest thing that I know, because I was in the hospital recently because of an ear infection. And what I saw there, like in the hospital, there was new technology that like increased the speed of checking if you have the virus from like 6 hours for 20 people to like 1 hour for a specific person. But of course, this may change because this is just one piece of uh, gadget, just one gadget. You could stack them. This I forgot what it's called, but you could stack it, and then you could have more people at the same time. So you could have it potentially in 20 people in 1 hour. So that makes it more efficient, and you could have more people tested, and therefore know, okay, so this person is affected. We should treat that person immediately. So that's like just in the medical side of COVID. Yes.
And final question, Joaquin Vergara, could we overcome this pandemic? And how do we get out of it? And what would the new normal look like?
Okay, so your first question is, okay, so can we overcome COVID-19? Well, this question can be answered in 2 ways. The first one being yes, but if we work together. Because now people are just, not, if you go outside now, at the bus stop, people aren't social distancing, people are, lining up close together, and then the lines, stuff like that. People are still fighting over certain materials. So if we do not work together in trying to find a way to like combat this, and if the populace of the world decides, okay, we're gonna stick this through, we're gonna stay indoors, we're not gonna cause any trouble, then yes, we can combat COVID and we can possibly win this. But now, as we look at it, as we look around, I personally do not think that there's a good chance of beating COVID if we just stay outside, not social distancing, not following what the WHO says. We might not win this, but of course, I am a optimistic person, and I think there is a possibility that we can combat COVID. And what would be the new normal?
Yes.
How would I answer this? Because now the new normal is you're staying indoors. Um, I would think that the new normal now would be cautious. A normal person now would be considered cautious back then, because now we've been under the implement of social distancing and staying home without not like meeting another human person. So a person back then would like call us in the future probably a cautious person, because we're all social distancing, and we just got out of COVID, so we're probably all being like, what's going on here? Who are you guys? So like they would be considered cautious, because they're staying away from each other, they're staying home more often. So probably what I think the normal would be is a cautious person in the old days, in before COVID. Yes.
Joaquin Vergara, we're so impressed. Thank you very much for spending part of your afternoon with us. And advance happy birthday to your papa, Vic Vergara, who's celebrating his birthday tomorrow. That's why we are here in Sumilon Island in the southern town of Oslob. And Joaquin, you're the future of this country. Do not lose your idealism, and do not lose your optimism and for a better future, and do not cease hoping for a better Philippines. Daghang salamat, Joaquin Vergara.